This is Special Agent Scott Carpenter. It is Thursday, July 20th at approximately 1:04 p.m. We're going to make a consensually monitored recording with UC 5300, Emmy Richardson.
Might as well be right out of a movie. Wiretaps, undercover agents, and informants, all leading to allegations of dirty recruiting tactics and the biggest...
I remember it being everywhere.
Today's arrest should serve as a warning to others. We have your playbook.
It was everywhere, like everywhere you turn, every TV screen, it's right there.
Aiden was on campus. I already told him, hey, me and you got to talk with a family member up in my crib. He was like, bet I'm with it.
He had to have been helping somebody.
Sean, have you spoken to Book at all? Was there anything?
No, it just couldn't be him.
Emmy Richardson is facing up to 60 years in prison and $1.5 million in fines.
There's no one who can prepare you for your first night in jail. That first day was the absolute worst. It's trauma. I wrote a book while I was in there, and I just wrote every day.
Mentally, he was down. That's a lot to deal with, and suicidal thoughts that creep in because you're like, all right, what I'm here for?
You lose so much, and you lose it so quick, and you just feel like you let everybody down.
Maybe it'd be better if I wasn't here.
Right now, we're in Edgewater, New Jersey, one of the most quiet places and closest to the city. I always say, this is the calm before the storm. Because as soon as you cross the George Washington, it's like, it's a little different.
I miss being on the sidelines. I tried to tell myself, I'll be okay. Man, I was the assistant coach at Arizona. I thought I would be a head coach. Man, my dream was to be the head coach at St. John's. My race is a little bit different than my counterparts that are in college basketball. Now I'm the director on the boys' side of the New York City Gauchos and Teamwork Foundation. It's like, wow, is this what I'm doing at 48 years old? Is this my life? I'm the scourge of college basketball. I'm the black plague of college basketball. I'm the black eye. But I'm coaching every day. 9:30 in the morning at the Gauchos gym, those guys are coming in. That's my sanctuary, that's my church, that's my St. Patrick's Cathedral.
In 2017, there was no NIL. Players were sort of paid under the table like they always had been for years. Coaches like Book Richardson, in order to get players to come to colleges, had to use other incentives to get them because NIL money wasn't legal at the time, and they got caught up in this FBI scandal where the FBI used video and audio surveillance.
Aiden was on campus. I already told him, hey, me and you got to talk with a family member up in my crib. He was like, bet I'm with it.
Book was one of 10 who ultimately got arrested for bribery associated with college basketball. He went to jail. All the assistant coaches lost their jobs, and his life was essentially ruined by it. He did jail time, and he ended up attempting suicide, and now he's having to rebuild his life at the age of 48.
Book returns to the Gauchos, and it's a homecoming, but it's also an adjustment. He went from making $250,000 at Arizona to serving 90 days in Otisville to, piecing together a living. It's not a glorious existence on Girard Avenue in the Bronx there. He's there opening the gates and he's putting in the hours, but he's not getting paid anywhere near what he used to be.
2 basketballs, RJ, you up. 1 dribble pull up right, 1 dribble pull up left. We're competing. There you go. Nice rhythm. There you go, that's nice, RJ. That's nice. Make shots. Come on. Use your imagination, that's what this is. It's like you dancing. That's high level. Knockdown, layup, win the game. National championship, there you go. Welcome back.
Coming here, and I just love working with Book. He knows his stuff, he knows, what we need to work on, and he knows everyone wants to go to the next level. So he will push you until you feel like you got to that point, but they push you a little bit more.
Game winner, knock him out.
And that's what I appreciate about him. He loves the kids, and he looks out for everyone.
And one!
Me coming here, this is where it started for me. Since 2nd grade, it's very legendary. A lot of greats come out of here, a lot of great New York City point guards.
South Bronx, the South Bronx.
Right here in the heart of the South Bronx is a shiny new $2 million gymnasium, which is owned by the Gauchos, a group of black kids organized by a white man. It's a hope for the future, a chance, and for now, it's a place to belong.
The Bronx was truly a war zone. Especially through the 80s, crack was huge. Crack crushed New York City, especially the Bronx, especially in Harlem. And the Gauchos, Lou Dalmeda, who's the founder, he did a great job of assembling talent. Inner city kids with kind of nothing to do.
I was around when they broke ground for the Gaucho gym and when we first got in there, and we just thought, that was big time. New York was it. It was the Mecca for sure.
You go into that gym and there's jerseys up there for Rod Strickland and Chris Mullin and Jamal Mashburn, all kinds of legendary New York basketball players.
If any pro through the 70s, 80s, they've come through that program.
If you're a basketball player, you know the Gauchos. You just do. Gauchos is the top of the top.
When we stepped in the gym, it was different. It was a different vibe. And we had a style. The way we played, the playground style, the ball handling, the passing. We just had kind of a creativity that just wasn't everywhere at the time. People took notice, and it was a big deal.
Book made his name in the recruiting circles, coaching the New York Gauchos and coached some great players there, like Kemba Walker. But it's a little bit ironic because he grew up playing for the Riverside Hawks, who were a chief rival of the Gauchos.
That was the Duke, North Carolina of New York City, was the Gauchos and the church.
It was iconic because it was this huge church with a small court with big talent. I was fortunate enough to be able to play for Riverside Church 13 up to 17.
For me, Riverside was an outlet. I was born to a single mom who was only 15 years old.
15-year-old little girl, originally from Piedmont, Alabama, living in Harlem in the 70s. That wasn't easy. The job that she's trying to do, she's trying to raise a boy in the jungle. My mother did the best job that she could do, and my stepfather, he was in the streets. His name was Eugene, everyone called him Gene. He was what I knew as a father. He had a candy store on 117th and Lenox, and he sold everything out of it. Everything from heroin, needles, they would call it needle sets. People in that area who know that if they need something, that I could probably get it. And I was very willing to do it. He would say, you're gonna graduate from UCLA. What's that? The university on the corner of Lenox Avenue. So again, everything fast, right? Cars, women, money. My high school years were weird because Gene got missing. Allegedly, Gene had someone shot and it went bad and he had to leave. So as that happened, I had to become the man of the house. You started to really fall in love with the streets. You really dealt with two women. The lustful one was the streets. The one that was probably best suited for me was basketball, but I kind of didn't believe that at the time.
St. Raymond's is in a section called Parkchester. It's in the Bronx. Book is coming from a bad background. They lived in Clay Avenue, which is, a real tough area. It's in the Bronx. Book lived on the streets. He was in the streets. I knew I needed him buy-in and to help get the program going and get the other guys motivated. I had to get him, and he got them. They all looked up to Book. Book was a point guard. He was a coach on the floor. He was the extension of me on the floor. I gave him the rock, and he ran the team, and he was the captain of the ship. I was always on top of him about being in the streets, being out. If you want to be a player and you want a team to do well, everybody looks up to you. You have to be the leader. You have to show example. You have to be the role model.
As a hooper and truly a hustler, you can't do both. Coach DeCesar, for me, he became a real father figure. I had a gun, actually 2 guns in my locker. I had 1,000 cracks, vials of crack in my locker. I was in love with the streets. And Coach made me understand that there's a difference from being in love and loving. You love a car. You're in love with this team. This team needs you. You need this team. And I would say he saved my life because those conversations were real with me. He'd always say, either you're gonna be dead or in jail. And when he would say that, I hated him for saying it, but he was honest with me. He held me accountable on things that I never wanted to be held accountable on.
That group set the tone for St. Raymond's basketball. They won the first city championship in the school. 2 years after, we won another city, and then we won the first state championship. That kind of opened up the doors, and once you do well, everybody starts coming. When that group finished and graduated, Terrence and some of those guys went D1, and Book had to go to a different route and had to go to a Division II school.
College basketball wasn't the same, right? I'm seeing my teammates going to play at big universities. Terrence Rencher, University of Texas, Orlando Antigua, Pitt University. And I ended up at a D2, transitioning to a Division I, Florida Atlantic. And then eventually I had to go to junior college route. I had success at Monroe College, led the nation in assists there. Same thing at Pitt Johnstown, 2 years in a row, national assist leader. And when you're done with all the basketball, I'm back coaching, something that I thought I'd never do. This was giving me an opportunity to give back myself.
The summer of 2007 was when Book first started coaching us. I feel like maybe the first day I even met him, I feel like I knew him forever just because we just clicked right away. We had so much success with Book. We was #1 team in the country at the time.
I've never lost in the Peach Jam. Kemba Walker led his team to 2 years back-to-back undefeated. I don't know if another coach has ever done that. I don't know if another program has ever done that.
We were winning everything. Like, we won the Peace Jam, we won Nike main event in Vegas. We won everything.
At that point, Kemba Walker, I think, was a mid-major plus, whatever these rankings are. I hate him, by the way. He had such a tremendous summer that he went from, quote-unquote mid-major plus to a straight high major because we won.
And the Gauchos win their 3rd championship of the summer at the Gauchos.
He was so competitive. Like, Book would say, Kemba, you get a steal, next 5 shots is yours. I'm out there sitting down like, I gotta get this steal.
He was the best point guard in the country. What made Kemba great was he competed every single day. Coaching him, man, it embodied everything that's good in basketball, right? That kid came from a really rough section of the Bronx, Soundview area.
The environment you grew up in, it's kind of hard to dream, if that makes sense. Kind of hard to plan your future because of what you see every day. But Book, His energy is different. His energy is special. The way he talks to you, the way he talks to the kid, he just makes you feel like you are great. He makes you feel like you're the greatest. He makes you feel like you can achieve anything in his life. Those are the kind of guys you need.
The Gauchos have really fallen off in the last 15 years and been replaced by Nike and Adidas programs. It seems like Book's mission with the Gauchos is to really reinvigorate a once great program that hasn't had a Division I player since Kemba Walker or Momo Jones. For Book, it gives him a new mission in life. It's a name brand, and he's trying to bring it back.
You know what? I would like to be a dominant program, the most dominant and feared program in the country. When we show up, we're bringing 54 years of legacy. Practice today, man. There's always going to be a plan in place. I'm never going to freestyle. Let's bring it in. Family on 3, Gauchos on 6. On you, Brandon.
1, 2, 3.
Family.
4, 5, 6.
Gauchos! My name is Brandon Storrs Jr. I play for the New York Gauchos. I'm currently an 8th grader. I'm from the Bronx. I met Book when I was in 7th grade.
You know, me and him, we work out all the time, hang out. He's my coach. But he's more than a coach to me. He's like an uncle. And
my dad telling me that Book went to jail and that he's a felon. I'm like, well, what did he do? When you think of a felon, you think of someone doing a crime that's like, wow. And then when he told me like he was paying college players to get to school, oh, it's not that bad. Why'd he go to jail for that? He's no real criminal in my eye. I had no problem playing for him, and especially I have access to a college coach now, so it's to my advantage. I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Him going to jail, I never thought about that. So many people turned their back on him, but it was just when we talked, and when he talked about my son, and when he talked about how much he missed coaching basketball, I just knew like that was just a match made in heaven.
That's 4 in a row. Now I told you to make 10 in a row. I told you to make 10 in a row. That's 8 in a row. You made 8 in a row. You made 8 in a row. That's 8 in a row. You got 2 more to go. You got 2 more to go.
He just gave them a sense of confidence. As we know, if anybody believes in somebody and they install that confidence, the sky's the limit for a kid.
Hey, right now, it's skill package. It's skill package. That's big time. It's skill package. Just skill package. You're switching everything. You're switching everything. You're switching everything. Keep everything in front of you. Make sure you talk. Don't try to go gamble. Again, we just got to be silent for 4 seconds. We'll win this game in overtime.
They lob in the middle. They lob in the middle. They're going to 13.
Yep. That's a long 3 seconds. That's a long 3 seconds. No basket. Come on, man. No time. Come on, outside. Outside. Outside.
On the wall. On the wall. On the wall. On the wall.
I tried to warn y'all. I tried to warn each and every one of y'all. I tried to warn you. I tried to warn you. Fellas, you know what? This is a trap game. This is a trick game. You're going to get everybody best shot. But you know what? Again, that toughness. The toughness. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guards who we defended like this. Like I said, I'm not for everybody. But I tell you what, the places that you're trying to go, I've been there. And it's not with guarding like this. Y'all don't take this personal. Y'all don't have the love for this.
No disrespect. My name is Isaiah Ryder, right?
East Bay Funk.
East Bay Funk, right? I'm just be brief, right? This Gauchos, New York, right? New York used to put, I'm from California, right? New York used to put the fear of God in Philly, DC, Cali, Georgia, everybody you could think of. Riverside and Gauchos, bruh. You know what I mean? I'm from old school. So my 14, 15, I was playing against Riverside. So me being from Cali, they had a whole different mentality, man. You know what I mean? Y'all know what it is, 10 boots, seasons change, snow, parks, abandoned buildings. Y'all already think Cali dudes is sweet. I already know how New York get down, but all the Brooklyn dudes, all the Queens dudes, Bronx dudes, they love me. They was like, you remind me of a New York cat.
100% JR.
Because I had that dog. But when I left Gauchos and Riverside playing for the first time, 14, 15, I went home talking to my boys like, man, them New York ain't no joke, man. They got a whole different mentality, man. They play for bread and meat. If you don't know what that is, that's to eat. That's to survive. That's to get out your situation. I don't know where y'all from in New York in the city, but you know what I mean? It might not be from the most grimiest spot, but I know you're trying to lead the city and make something of yourself. Basketball is not sweet. So I feel his energy. I ain't gonna, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get on about my business. But y'all came out here, it's a business trip. So y'all need to come out here with your mind right. Everybody ain't as soft as you think. But I don't know, man, coming that far, man, it should be like full speed ahead, all go mode. All right? Love and respect, man.
Love and
respect,
appreciate
Coach.
So again, he got out the car because, again, as I told y'all, that Gaucho Bowl has been up 53 years now. Right.
What you're battling is depression. You're battling anxiety. I think what happens is when you think, man, I'm having a great day, it's like you can have a month and then like that proverbial monkey is on your back. It's a gorilla. I always say it's a gorilla because it's things that snaps.
Is this all you have? Is this all you have? What's your purpose? What's your purpose? What's your purpose? What's your existence? What's your legacy? Is this 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 your legacy? If this was a building, would you jump? Would you jump? Would you jump? Would you jump? Who would care?
Mentally, I never knew that I had a problem until I had a problem. Part of your mindset is the depression, and you don't realize how grand it is. Some people have a pity party, some people go to a pity club, and then there's a pity retreat that is just like, I'm there. And I don't want to feel this way, but I do. Well, Book, you know, have you taken medication? Man, I don't want the medication. I don't want to take something to feel a certain way. I just come off winning my tail off with the Gauchos, and I went to USA Basketball, under 19 Olympic Festival. Fortunate enough to win a gold medal there. Sean Miller at Xavier calls me and says, look, I gotta offer you this job. He needed someone that could help him get into the tri-state area.
Sean Miller's there, kind of an up-and-coming coach. Book is clearly the New York connection. He's the guy who's going to get bodies and get, you know, talented players out to Xavier.
You started getting guys that typically Xavier didn't get. I was able to validate Sean from the standpoint of, hey, you know what? Good dude, good guy. Come on in, he's gonna coach him up, and I'm gonna take care of your kid.
Trouble getting it in. Oh, wide open. Raymond for three. Oh, Nuggets! How could they leave him? Xavier Musketeers and advancing to the Elite Eight.
My years at Xavier, you get to an Elite Eight and a Sweet 16, you win a conference championship, you win 60 some odd games in 2 years.
Would you please welcome Sean Miller, the new head coach of the Arizona Wildcats. Bear down and go Cats.
To have the opportunity to coach at what I think is one of the premier basketball programs in all of college basketball, 25 straight years making the NCAA tournament, 5 Final Fours, numerous dozens Pac-10 titles, a national championship. That's why I'm here.
It's Arizona. It's still nothing like it west of the Mississippi. The creme de la creme of college basketball. It is that.
He makes it out to Arizona and the stakes rose. You go up another tier. You know, you go from Atlantic 10 to now Pac-12. You're competing against the likes of UCLA and Oregon. There's big money at stake within the athletics department and everything. For Book, things were rolling. He came in with his Rolodex.
Our first recruiting class gave us an opportunity to be really, really good. You get Momo Jones, New York City kid. You then get Kevin Parham, a kid who had committed to Xavier, and once we left, he got out of his letter, came with us. And then you get Solomon Hill, and the crown jewel of that group, Derek Williams.
Upstairs for Williams.
we get them. So you get 5 guys who stuck with you the second year, lightning in a bottle, right? I think we were 30-8. We had won the Pac-10 regular season championship.
And the Wildcats will bring home a Pac-12 championship back to Tucson.
You beat Texas to get to the Sweet 16. Who's waiting for you in the Sweet 16? Duke. Kyrie Irving.
Rebounds. Mr. Raftery.
Derek Williams became the #2 pick in the draft that game. He was 6'8", about 250. He looked like LeBron physically. And you have that meteoric rise to now 1 game away from a Final Four. That was my second Elite Eight in 4 years.
He gets to an Elite Eight, and who's on the opposing side of the court is Kemba Walker, a kid who he helped develop and train and traveled all over the country with.
Here's Walker. He is amazing.
Like, I wanted to play against Arizona so bad just so I could play against Book. For us to meet up, it was crazy.
Walker, good defense. Doesn't matter. Dagger!
Playing with such exuding confidence.
It was unbelievable. Like, that was really a very special moment for me, for both of us. Like, we just know where we came from, you know what I mean? Like, we know where we came from, where we started, like just the AAU days and the grind, and it was just a proud moment. I hit Kyle Fogg, I think, like with a crossover, like just crazy crossover, floater.
A little kiss and a little guy and a smile.
Kyle Fogg looked back at him like, what the f? Like, you ain't tell me you could do that? Like, that was funny.
Williams for the win. No. This for the win. No. Game over.
Book, he was upset, but he was also super proud of me, man. Like, we've been through a lot together, man. When we embraced each other after that game, it was just all of that, just leading up into that hug. Just a really proud moment for both of us.
You go back to September of 2017, and you talk about we got your playbook, right? You talk about this, the biggest thing in college basketball history. Imagine if I told and said, hey, I know everything you guys are talking about. Would there even be a Final Four? 4 years later, there's a Final Four. In COVID, a once-in-a-lifetime global pandemic, they're playing the Final Four. Part of this game being played because Book Richardson didn't say, hey, you know what, it's about me.
No question.
And you don't get credit for that. Because this whole thing could have went another way.
So Book Richardson works his way up. Clearly, Sean had appreciated and approved of the work that Book was doing.
We were able to recruit the country. We were able to recruit the world. That very next recruiting class, you get 3 McDonald's All-Americans. And it just kept going. It kept rolling, man. It kept rolling in. We played in 2 more Elite Eights. You just look at the names that came there. Aaron Gordon, Larry Markkinen, another McDonald's All-American, Stanley Johnson, Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. You keep going on and on. T.J. McConnell, even DeAndre Ayton. In my 9 years recruiting, we have 45 guys signed. That's really 5 guys a year. That's unheard of. You get the #1 player in the country and you feel great. And 10 minutes later, you're saying, I gotta go get the #1 player in the country for next year too. It never stops. For a very long time, the role of the traditional black coach was to basically babysit, take care of the kids, right? Go get them, I'll coach them. That's kind of what it became. Hey, you're good enough to recruit our guys, but you're not good enough to be the head coach.
Write the what rule, and then I drive them, and then I play. That's move, but you can't pass and stand. You got to move on flash.
People love to talk about race when it comes to politics, but the minute we talk about it in sports, it becomes taboo. And at the end of the day, the way it works is that coaches hire certain people to go into certain neighborhoods and recruit certain kids because they quote unquote speak the language, because they know the culture. And that is just what it is.
Because where we come from, I think coaches are used for that. There's no doubt about it. I've always had an issue with someone being called a recruiter. So if you label me as a recruiter, then you're telling me that I got to get players. When things go wrong or you don't get players, then how do you value me? Now I give you opportunity to deal with me any kind of way because you only value me as a recruiter.
When you're recruiting a McDonald's All-American candidate, it's the who's who of college basketball, recruiting that parent, recruiting that AAU coach, recruiting that high school coach. So for me, it was always about the relationship. And what no one would ever tell you is that, hey, you know what, there may be something extra that you would have to do. Relationships, they're going to get you to a point, and then you're going to have to compete in another way.
Here comes Book. You know, he's cutting deals. He admits that. He understands what he has to do to get the players. But, you know, that works both ways because the top athletes are now expecting that. They're not even visiting a campus without, you know, you offering something to them or their family. You know, there's an uncle, there's a, you know, father or a mother who's interested and says, well, you gave this to so-and-so. Now, what are you going to do to help us? This is all happening under the guise of amateurism. Book Richardson was competing against the best, build night money with Oregon and UCLA and USC. So he was cutting the same deals that a lot of other schools were at that time. And when you look at who he was getting, clearly he was doing a good job at it because those kids kept on coming. There was a steady stream.
We want the college basketball world to be pristine, we want it to be clean, we want it to be a certain way versus what it really is. And everyone knows it. You've heard stories for years. Kids got a house, mom's got a tractor. Again, there's movies about it, Blue Chips. There are books about it. Heaven is a playground. Why do we act as if, no way this happened? You know, we start to clutch our pearls as that. No, it happens every day.
College basketball operated in a certain way since Adolph Rupp was the coach at Kentucky. Up until 2017, each school had their own way of doing it. And the blue blood programs, it's set up so that the head coach, it just happens. I'm sure he's aware of what goes on, but he's not there directing, all right, this guy gets a house, this guy gets a car payment, this guy gets a Maserati. That's not how that goes. He has plausible deniability.
Everyone thinks it's just cut and dry. There is no such thing as a going rate because, again, it's according to where he goes. It's also according where that coach may be in their career. What if this is a coach who's like, if I don't get this player, I'm getting fired? He may be willing to do something more than a guy that's already stable. Like, no, I don't have to do that.
Because I know we always talk about COVID, but how do you feel about that, especially like when you're younger?
I mean, it's crazy. I ain't never seen nothing like this.
You like 6 years old. Why would you see something like this?
Nah, it's just like, when the last time something like this ever happened?
1918.
None of us was here.
I was. I'm Yoda. They call me Yoda. The force is strong with this one, look. 4 regular slices, please. To go?
It don't matter.
It does matter, so to go. So if I'm asking you to win the game, it's a timeout. If I'm saying where do you want the ball at, you gonna say it don't matter?
Nah, I'm gonna tell you where I want. That's different.
How that's different?
I don't really care where we eat. I just want to eat.
Ready to go?
Brandon Stores affectionately was known as the pizza box. He was a kid that was bigger than everyone. He had some baby fat on him. And what he did, he worked his tail off.
My goal now is for you guys to just keep developing. That's what this is about, getting you to that next level. That's the same thing with college. I know where you want to go. My goal is to help you get there. I needed someone to save my life. You go from having a career to coaching, and now you show up in this gym and you're lost. And he's the one guy that from day one, we worked. I don't know if he understands what I'm doing for him, but I definitely know what he's done for me because he's helped save my life. He's given me purpose. He's given me hope to coach again. He's given me purpose, and he's given me hope to also want to continue to help people, because as you go through something, you're like, man, I'm gonna run far away I get in this gym and they call me Yoda, you know, you're training Jedis. And I remember telling his family, he's probably my last Jedi. And, you know, they're like, well, you can't do that, there's other kids, but you grow so close to a guy that you look at him like family, because he is. I don't know what anyone think I've done for him, but I know what he's done for me. He's helped save my life. Is that good enough to answer pizza box?
It's great.
It's always easy when you tell the truth about someone.
Book calling Brendan Last Jedi, and for him to take an interest in my son, I think that's like a rebirth for him. Being at Arizona, coaching guys that's currently in the NBA, and now you have to turn around and coach a bunch of 12 and 13-year-olds who's in the 8th grade, that's like a huge drop-off.
Again, they're an undisciplined team. They're a talented team. They're just very undisciplined. We're going to system whip them. We're going to whip them with our system. Again, no one plays like we do.
All the kids who come across the book, they are lucky. I don't know if they understand how lucky they are. He's so competitive and driven and passionate. Just his love for the game and his love for us made us want to win. Made us want to go out and just like literally kill everything in front of us just for him.
You gotta be the best in the country. You gotta do it every game. Let's finish the job. You know, again, your legacy is gonna be based on what you win. They're gonna know Brandon Stores. One more to go.
I tell these guys, don't ever ride the coattails of the others. Start your own legacy. That's why 2025, they're so special for me, because they've started off that winning process, the winning ways. Like that team, when you talk about Gauchos 2025, they're known nationally.
He just told me you're the MVP. They just told me you're the MVP. We're gonna do a photo op. This is one of many photo ops. Way to lead your group. Special group, special group, special group. Finally we got one, finally we got one. You become special. And again, like I said, I always remember when they called you pizza box. I always remember that. But again, that's a big time, man.
Real good, we finally got one. Lost in 2 Final Fours.
Now we got this one. Your son, man. Your son. That's Brandon's mom.
I think he quickly was able to demonstrate to parents that he's in it for the right reasons. He's there to help support and nurture these kids and make them better, because he knows what life is like at the next level. And so he is now on this new journey of getting these children ready for what he knows will be next for them. And he earned that trust pretty quickly.
When he went back to the Gauchos, I thought it was perfect.
He's going back to the South Bronx, baby. 478 Gerard.
Perfect match. I think the Gauchos were at a crossroads where I think they needed a boost and a lift, and I knew Book could elevate it and make it better.
Set the tone. We're going to you. Set the tone.
And I think that's what's going on. And just for him, for his sanity, like I think he needed something to go to every day and be a part of.
I love to see where we started to where we are now. We got this one, check, got a championship. It's never a better feeling to have the last game that you played as a win. So again, now you can start just putting stickers on the map. We won here, we won there, we won there. We are the best team of the summer.
Let's go! Let's go! We out!
When you look at how a lot of agents got their big break, they worked for a firm, they took 2 or 3 players with them, and they started their own deal. That's what Christian Dawkins was doing. He did what a lot of other agents did. He already had 2 McDonald's All-Americans. Brian Bowen,
and Nasir Little. In the league at the time, he had Van Vliet. He already had a couple of guys that were in the draft. So, man, I would love to be able to help him out.
When you're recruiting against Duke, when you're recruiting against Kansas, when you're recruiting against a Villanova, here's what the number one thing in your mind is. I have to find a champion in the room. Who's the champion, right? Who's gonna get it done? The mom could think that she's calling the shots, and she's not. And what you have to learn as a recruiter coach is just because they're important to the person doesn't mean they're important to the situation, right? Just because you're demanding doesn't mean you're in demand. And the only way you can figure that out, you have to have someone who's on the inside that can help you do that. That's the kind of stuff a Christian Dawkins would help you understand and recognize.
The idea was that Christian would line these guys up early, get them committed to Arizona and Louisville. They would sort of be on the team. They'd be Lloyd management clients. And then eventually, hopefully, they would make it to the NBA, and he would get a big cut of their NBA deals. And Book and these other guys were all brought into this scheme to do that.
You're doing the diagram of, where the money's flowing and whatnot. It starts with Jeff D'Angelo, who's ostensibly looking to invest money. Turns out Jeff D'Angelo didn't actually exist. He was, an FBI agent leading the pro.
What I'm looking for is, I would like to develop a network of coaches for me for insurance, to have a bigger influence at the collegiate level, the coaches that are on our payroll that we're controlling. It's almost like a pseudo guarantee that they're going to come back and sign with us.
When you listen to Christian Dawkins on these tapes, he doesn't want to pay the college coaches.
Does those coaches really matter is my thing to you. Like, this is the thing, bro. It's only a handful of schools that produces NBA players, bro. It doesn't make sense to spend it. So if you just want to be Santa Claus and just give people money, well, let's just take that money and just go to the strip club and just buy hookers.
Christian Dawkins just wanted to go with how the system had been for years, which is to pay the parents and the handlers and the uncles and the AAU guys in order to get players to schools. Jeff D'Angelo basically gave Christian Dawkins an ultimatum that this is how we're doing it. We're doing it my way, not your way. And my way is we're gonna pay the coaches. And if you want me to fund your agency, Lloyd Management, then you have to do it this way or there'll be no funding.
Here's the model. I'm funding you, your side of the business, and I'm staying out of your way, and you're gonna do that.
The FBI were the ones who were adamant about wanting to pay college coaches, and that was ultimately because once you pay a public official, you can charge them with a crime at that point. It started with this guy, Marty Blazer, who was a corrupt financial advisor who had defrauded his clients out of several $1 million so that he could turn around and make movies. He wanted to be a movie producer. And then the government basically got Blazer to flip, and he then went out and began working with Christian Dawkins and Munish Sood.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, he's mentioned Book at Arizona. That's a program you absolutely
Now, the
want.
thing with Arizona is, like, Sean Miller has to know everything that's going on.
Like DeAndre Ayton, which is like the #1 player in this class, the senior class going to school now. Sean Miller called me maybe a week and a half ago and like, listen, he's going to be in campus like June 10th. He's like, listen, I'm taking care of everything myself. I want to bring you in. I'll turn everything over to you. This is what Duke could be the #1 pick in the draft. So, like, Sean is open to, like, if you're an elite level coach, like, you got to do what you got to do.
Before NIL, it was illegal to pay players, so there were middlemen involved in the process, guys like Christian Dawkins. He was facilitating getting money to the players. He felt that he wasn't doing anything wrong. His argument is that the head coaches at these schools knew all about it and just kind of wanted to wash their hands of it, plausible deniability, and that they let other people like the shoe companies and Christian Dawkins and their assistant coaches do the dirty work.
Like a book, that makes sense to get a program up because he gets M1 big, he's got,
That's like every year they got a top 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm,
Right.
you know.
Book's a slam dunk. I think Arizona, I think that's, like I said, I think that is.
And then Alabama,
100%. I think Alabama, because I've got some connects there as well, but I think Alabama, that's what you feel about.
I think Louisville, Louisville is going to be a top 5 team.
So this is County 5, right? Or 10 times. This is Special Agent Scott Carpenter. The time is 3:28 p.m. We're turning off the devices now.
In the world of college basketball and college football, there always has been money going to players and cars and houses and jobs for the parents. That's nothing new. But in this situation, you have the FBI providing the seed money to pay coaches to ultimately get them in trouble for bribery. Without this money from the FBI, this case never would have existed.
I met Manish through Christian. I didn't know who that guy was. Our job is to make sure if he does go to an agent, who is that agent involved with? Can that agent now help you with a kid? That's the ecosystem of it. And again, if you say, well, I don't deal with that particular agent, now you got to get your hands dirty.
Guy comes to me and says, hey man, I want you to introduce me to some kids and I'm help you and I know who you're recruiting, I want to help you recruit.
We're kind of relying on you to put the kids with us, and then you're just going to let us know the number that it's going to take, over a year, and then we can structure it every month, every quarter. But I got 5 right now for a year to get going on the right foot.
The first time when I sat down with them and they gave me $5 grand.
Yeah, this is for you, Coach. Appreciate the fight.
No, I appreciate it. They gave me $5 grand just to meet with you. A meeting. Here's $5 grand. I took it.
This is Special Agent Scott Carpenter. It is Thursday, July 20th at approximately 1:04 p.m. We're going to make a consensually monitored recording with UC 5300, Emmanuel Richardson, and Manish Sood.
Now turn left.
Manish Sood, who's based in Jersey, down in Princeton.
Just like Arizona.
Arizona to New Princeton, New Jersey.
It's probably hotter here.
Yeah, it is. You're dealing with humidity. Hungry? Food?
He's a financial guy, and that was the world that this entered.
I've said to Christian, if we just get DeAndre Ayton, then I'm fine, because the other two, the maintenance of them competing, what did this one get, what did he get, what car did he get, who? I said, here's the one thing I do know, this guy DeAndre Ayton, his return on investment is going to be through the roof.
I think in Book's world, this was just sort of run-of-the-mill common practice to be meeting with agents and runners in order to facilitate deals to get the players to their schools, and it was nothing really out of the ordinary for him.
So I spoke to Christian, so he said we were going to do 15 for 3 months, right? And that should help with the kids? All right, so that's the 15 there.
Gotcha. So, just so you know, I put 10 in on my own to give to the kids' mom.
Book did take 20 grand from these FBI agents, so I don't think these guys are completely innocent. They knew they were violating NCAA rules, but it's all sort of this big game of, hey, the NCAA is not paying these guys, someone's gonna have to pay them for the colleges to get these players.
But see, your boy promised that he was going to let his work on that deal. So we'll see how Sean plays it out. You know what I'm saying? We'll see if he's a man of his word. Because he brought it up tonight. Yeah, because he need help. You know what he's doing for months? What is he doing? I told you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's putting up some real money for them. And he told me to get killed.
Players as a supply. The coaches are all looking for them, especially the top talent. All of them know that the schools are going to give them something more than a scholarship if they ask for it, because they're in that top realm. And he's the guy at the end of the day who's caught, with the 20,000.
So AAU season comes to an end in August, and the biggest transition for an 8th grader, now they become freshmen in high school. They're now playing varsity. So now I'm going to watch them play high school basketball. In my old high school, pretty darn interesting.
What up, boy? Make sure he's on the list.
You doing with the hair?
I'm now in 9th grade. I go to St. Raymond's High School in the Bronx. It's a powerhouse school. It's one of the best schools in New York City. It's a long history of Division I players, McDonald's All-Americans, and I'm trying to be the next one. It's a new chapter, and I'm excited for St. Raymond.
I always look at things from Star Wars, being like Obi-Wan Kenobi, being like Yoda, training these Jedis. And I've always said that I think Brandon will be my last Jedi.
Freshman playing varsity and starring is rare.
That's not a usual thing for St. Rings. I did feel a little pressure on that, and I was nervous for my first game. But after that, all the jitters settled in, and I was good after that.
September of 2017 happens, and you have 8 FBI agents, 6 to 8 guys with marshals with a battering ram coming into my door at 6 in the morning. And it's like, wait a minute. 6 in the morning, my son is there, my grandson is there, my dog, and again, I'm treated as if I'm El Chapo.
My daughter calls me and she's like, Mom, the feds are arresting Dad. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, look at the camera. And I'm seeing a live feed of Book in handcuffs. And I just went into full panic mode, and I'm just like crying. And my daughter is like, Mom, pull it together. And then I look back at the camera, and my son is outside standing next to Book. So now I'm going further into panic mode because my grandson is in the house. Are they taking my son? I know nothing. I'm hundreds of miles away. I call Sean Miller, and I'm telling him, I'm like, Sean, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. The feds are arresting Book. Do you know anything? And I remember his voice. He was very calm, and he said, Erin, I don't know what's going on. So I said, okay, he's no help. So I hung up with him. So I still do not know what my husband's being arrested for. So I turn on the television, and it's everywhere.
Might as well be right out of a movie. Wiretaps, undercover agents, and informants, all leading to allegations of dirty recruiting tactics and the biggest scandal to rock the amateur sports arena in recent history.
It's on CNN, it's on ABC, it's everywhere. Book's picture is plastered up there, FBI, college scandal, and I'm like, what the hell? Then I get a call from Sean Miller. I called him the first time, and the second time he called me. He asked me if I knew who Christian Dawkins was, and he's like, do you know, does Book know, Christian Dawkins? And I was like, you know Christian Dawkins. Like, why are you questioning me? And that's when I knew something wasn't right, because I knew damn well Sean knew who Christian Dawkins was. So I hung up the phone. I didn't know if he had the feds on the line. I didn't know. I still don't know to this day.
All of those charged today contributed to a pay-to-play culture that has no business in college basketball. Today's arrest should serve as a warning to others choosing to conduct business this way in the world of college athletics. We have your playbook.
When they came out with that statement, we have your playbook, I think a lot of people had that playbook for a while. And I think that was, pretty obvious. There was been books, there's documentaries. If you followed college basketball and you were interested in how, team building came across over the years, you knew. You'd always heard stories of bagmen and backroom deals. Those terms date back to the UCLA dynasty, all part of the culture.
It's a comment by Dawkins on federal wiretap that's making headlines, and it again comes back to DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, and Sean Miller's relationship with DeAndre Ayton. This is Dawkins talking to financial advisor Munish Sood. It's going to be more money than what they said, what Book said. I mean, because I talked to Sean. Sean's the one that fronted the deal. So it's going to be some money, but we'll figure that out. So Val, that implicates Sean Miller for sure.
There's questions of, what Sean knew, how did he know it, when did he know it, and was Book Richardson just this, recruiting fairy that landed, waved a wand and got DeAndre Ayton?
Ladies and gentlemen, Head Coach Sean Miller.
Let me be very, very clear. I have never discussed with Christian Dawkins paying DeAndre Ayton to attend the University of Arizona. In fact, I never even met or spoke to Christian Dawkins until after DeAndre publicly announced that he was coming to our school. Any reporting to the contrary is inaccurate, false, and defamatory. I'm outraged by the media statements that have been made and the acceptance by many that these statements were true. There was no such conversation.
You listen to the coaches the rest of your time in college basketball, and all of them preach about how much they know about their programs. All of a sudden, after the FBI probe, Sean Miller, Rick Pitino, all these guys have no idea who these handlers are, or guys who are involved in the deals and whatnot, which really stretches the limits of belief.
And this now completes my statement on this matter.
You're with someone in a relationship over a decade. To go from talking to a person or seeing a person almost every day to now zero communication, your silence becomes very loud. And you start to assume, man, he's abandoned me. He doesn't care about me. All this time, everything, because guess what? There's no communication.
He felt like he let us down. He was super apologetic. I couldn't get him to stop saying he was sorry. He kept himself secluded in the bedroom. He would stay on his iPad in the room. Me and the kids would go in, try to get him out and try to make jokes with him or just to be there for him. And he was depressed. It was scaring me because that was the first time that I really heard Book I didn't know if he was going to hurt himself.
He changed. He was very sad, and we tried to do everything just to cheer him up and make him smile again. And he tried to make fun of this situation to try and make us be happy, make us feel happy. And it was just a different person.
There were quite a bit of reporters outside. I knew they were there for a story.
Their names are blasted all over the place. They're leading SportsCenter, they're national conversation. They weren't ready for any of that.
The United States government goes on a barrage where you're attacked every single day.
An assistant coach at the U of A arrested in a basketball bombshell.
An FBI investigator said, "We have your playbook and this investigation is ongoing." That's a pretty scary thought.
I knew if I went anywhere, I was worried about the news cameras. You can't go anywhere. That's my first time truly being in trouble, and this thing is working on you. Who is it that you talk to? So now your mind is racing like, you know what, man? Here it is. You never know you have mental health issues until something happens. I was hopeless. I was gonna blow my brains out. So I got this gun. EJ's in the house, no one else is there. And at that point I said, you know what, I'm gonna end this all. Chucky called. Chuck, that's it. I'm ready to end it. I'm tired. And I was so tired from agonizing. He questioned my manhood. He said, yo, man, you wanna do that? Go do that on your own. You gonna do that, your son gotta walk up to that. Your son gotta see your fat sprawled over because, again, you can't take it. Damn. But he was right. You gonna do that to EJ? Jalen? You gonna do that to Carter? You gonna do that to Saray? You're gonna do that to all these kids that love you. Because at that point, it was always about me. It was how bad I was feeling. It was what I was going through. And when Chuck said that to me, man, he forced me to now look at the big picture. Because I still wanted to do it, but I just didn't have the heart to do it.
Move, Trey. I just feel for him. I feel for his story, what he's been through. I had no idea that Book was even thinking about killing himself. It's bigger than basketball. He comes in here every day, I come here every day. It's like a therapy for him, and he helps me get better, and I help him just, stay here, I guess.
That's a bad shot. You stepped back into a three. You should already been there.
He's just giving me so much confidence, and teaching me things and how to play the game at a different level, see the game at a higher level, and giving me the confidence to do things that, you know, before I met him, I wasn't really too confident to do.
Second team all-league is incredible for a freshman, 17-9. That's really hard to do what you just did. You're on pace to score 2,000 points in high school. I've spent the most time with you than any player, and I know it's paying off. I think you have an opportunity to show so much more, and I know we have a huge jump this spring and summer. You watch. It's gonna be night and day. I don't have to be involved with another NBA player. Let's f***ing see if it could be you.
Book has always been a loyal guy. Everywhere that he's gone, he's maintained, you know, pretty strong relationships. Maybe too strong, or maybe too loyal. I think to a fault, he stayed loyal to, you know, Sean Miller, or, you know, that's at least what it would appear.
What's good, man? I'm good. So good, bro. Big bro. Had to bring him by. All right.
When he got bailed out, we all met in the barbershop. It was like 7 of us in the barbershop trying to figure out the next move. So I go, listen, man, he got to talk. Everybody got up and went to the other side of the barbershop. And they said, oh, Ty, you must be wired up too. And I said, oh man, I didn't put me on the other side. And the only thing I was saying, this is a basketball issue. This is not a street issue. So now, these guys is gonna, knowing his loyalty to not talking, they're gonna use that against him. That's what bothered me.
I told him a funny thing. I told him the story with Ty, like, when we was here, dude was like, nah, ain't nobody telling. Now, you know what I'm saying? And now you just got a Fed number.
Hey, that's all.
Ain't nobody telling.
No, we don't do that. Basically, what I told him was, you know, the government is going to try to paint a picture of him that we all know is not him. So I told him, make sure he always stands up and be the man that he is. Irregardless of the course, the outcome is going to come out for the best, because one thing that he always has is his integrity. And that's what counts the most.
What no one understands is, if you do that, you can't come back home.
Never. You wouldn't walk in the barbershop and get all the love that you get.
He said,
you wouldn't walk anywhere and get the love that you get.
If you had to do 60 years, just do the 60 years, we'll build a monument for you.
Yeah, we'll build a monument. Hey, we have a statue for you in front of the shop. Yeah. But we don't believe in that telling stuff. We don't get down with that.
I couldn't come back in my neighborhood. I couldn't come back to the people who I cared about the most and been honest and say, you know, I had to do that. Book, no, you didn't. That was a choice that you made. There's no way that I wouldn't have been loyal, because I didn't grow up with anything else other than that.
Basketball coach Emmy Richardson is facing up to 60 years in prison and $1.5 million in fines if he's convicted.
You walk into the federal courthouse the first day that Book makes an appearance, and there's cameras trailing him and people seeking comment. Him and his wife, Erin, are walking by, and there's people sticking microphones and cameras in his face. Definitely a different Book than I knew on the sideline. He knew what he was up against.
The Southern District of New York, they're the Southern District of the world. You look at the cases that they've tried and that they've taken on.
The FBI, they're talking about 60 years. They're talking about $1 million, $2 million fine.
The whole lawyer thing, it was a circus. Initially, I went and spoke with Littman. Oh my God, he would have been the best lawyer for Book. Littman is the one who represented El Chapo. But we didn't have the $50,000 to put down. Didn't know who was going to represent us, and one of Book's friends suggested Craig Murdoch.
Book and Erin, they listened to what I thought the best arguments were. I told him that obviously jail is a possibility here, but I was arguing for probation. Your jail sentence is based on the amount of loss, and the amount of loss in this case, hard loss, was $20,000. Now, the government alleged that there were potential losses to the university, and they were going to try and jack that up.
U of A says it's a victim in this whole mess. In its victim impact statement filed in federal court,
said Richardson's actions, quote, caused real harm to the university.
It took me a day or two as a reporter to even figure out what the government's case was. They were arguing that schools like Arizona were the victims. The school had no knowledge of this, the head coach had no knowledge of it, and that these assistant coaches like Book Richardson were rogue agents.
Coaches are going to be able to hire huge law firms, the universities themselves much more aggressive defending the head coaches than they ever were attempting to defend a black assistant coach. So the federal government decided they didn't want to tangle with it.
At some point, the federal government has to show their cards, what exactly they have on the coaches, the financial guys. They had Book on wiretap. They have him, on the tape talking about different prospects.
Aiton was on campus. I already told him, hey, me and you got to talk with a family member up at my crib. He was like, bet I'm with it.
The big thing was there's a phone conversation between Dawkins and Book that's been played.
Between you and I, you're probably at like 5 a month with you right now. In their head, I think you could probably get more. I mean, I hyped you up to be my the Dalai Lama.
That conversation is Dawkins basically telling Book, these guys don't know what the they're doing. We're just taking their money.
And then you use that money that you're getting from them to help you recruit, do whatever, or can just go on a vacation with you. Who cares?
So Book took it. The next time there is a meeting between Dawkins and the FBI, Book actually asks for the money.
Would I be out of bounds to try to get 5 from him? Yeah, I told him to have some money for you to make you feel good about yourself. Okay. So I don't know if he got some money on him right now. I think we tell them how you need your structured, and I think that they'll come through for you for sure.
That was always going to be the hardest thing to explain to a jury is why, if this guy was just caught up in this, why is he asking for an additional $10,000?
And at that point, they have Book. They were able to connect everybody.
Breaking news tonight in the college basketball fraud case.
Book Richardson was finally sentenced to 3 months in prison following the FBI's multi-year investigation into corruption in college basketball.
When Ramos came down with the actual 90-day sentence, you're going away to Otisville, and it's not just basketball that's being taken away. You're going to be away from your family, you're going to do your 3 months. That really hit him. He was emotional.
I didn't know what to say to him. I just ran to him and I held him. Like I was literally holding the back of him, and he was shaking.
It was a tough day that day. I was like one of the first times I ever saw him cry. It took a big hit on me.
The trials were missing the firsthand experience of these coaches and their testimony. Sean Miller from Arizona, Will Wade, and those coaches never had to appear on the stand. Really impacted by this are the 4 African-American assistant coaches who either lost their jobs and or went to jail. The FBI and the NCAA and the universities were okay with cutting bait and cutting them loose. And the white head coaches all still have their jobs.
No, somebody text me that. Twitter. Sources. Xavier's targeting Sean Miller to return as the school's next head basketball coach. The two sides met on Friday. Miller has also been prioritized by South Carolina to fill his head coaching vacancy. Guess they looking for a good coach. What's the Rod Stewart song? Well, you too young to remember that. Some guys have all the luck. No, Xavier's a great job. Xavier's a great job, especially in the Big East now. It's a great job. So, it's what it is. There's got to be hope for me. He's on his second job. There's got to be hope for me. Okay, it's been a couple of years. Things died down. I now have an opportunity to work. But that's not the case. It's not the case. And I'm here, and I coached 7th grade yesterday. I coached 8th grade today. I got practice tomorrow. I haven't coached in 4 years, man. want to coach.
Yeah, of course you do.
I want to coach college basketball. They won't let me. It's now 4 years, and then I don't have a job. I didn't murder, rape. I didn't do anything like that. It would be great, a person of color from the same area that a lot of these kids are from, to show you don't ever want to be in a situation that I was in. That's powerful to tell a parent. That's powerful to tell a kid. Because again, we're talking about changing and affecting lives. You don't think I would be able to change and affect a life?
Here's the thing, don't be upright, be relaxed, have fun, okay? Hey, so again, if you let them walk you into your shot, that's what I'm saying, catch them around here. You know what I'm saying? Pick up right here? Yeah, pick up right here, because again, like, it's a hand, it's a hand. Don't let them walk you into your shot, all right? You got to help backside.
We down in Augusta, Georgia for Peach Jam, trying to compete for a championship. And the Nike circuit is basically Nike teams. It's a big circuit called EYBL. Some of your favorite players you're gonna see. I know I've seen my favorite players out here. I never seen Russell Westbrook before. He's my favorite player right now. You see the top guys that you see on like Slam, get to really see how they play. You get a chance to showcase your talents. There's a lot of college coaches out here, coaches from your dream schools. Top teams make it to Peach Jam and compete for a championship. It's really surreal to be out here and be able to play in this event.
Gotta draw somebody. But again, that's the high low. Great job, way to execute. It's about to stop, come on.
2025, that's a really good group because the Gauchos don't have a sneaker affiliation. I'm playing with the Rens and the Nike circuit.
Reverse it, there you go, knock it down.
The Nike Peach Jam is like the NCAA tournament of grassroots basketball.
For Book to be able to get his guys into Peach Jam, into that circuit, to be able to see the level of competition. Book's connections allowed them to be a part of that, and I think that just will come to a Book. You get a great basketball set of knowledge, but you get a level of respect that can open doors for kids.
When Book came, he developed his guard skills. If Book wasn't his AAU coach, I'm not sure Brandon develops that part of his game.
There you go, knock it down.
I know how much my son wants to attend an elite college basketball program.
Way to be a monster. Way to be a monster, kid. You know what I'm saying? The you did today, again, that's what's expected. You know, when you do that, you're special. When you do that, you're special. It goes to show me everything that I need to know. And that's why I push you. That's why we're going to get the way we're supposed to get to it. So.
It's always good to see Book. It's always a great conversation, great personalities, laughing, joking, but I'm sure he has to go home and he has to reflect and he has to think about where he's at, where he's been, you know, what's next, and it got to be scary at times.
Well, Book Richardson was finally sentenced to 3 months in prison following the FBI's multi-year investigation into corruption in college basketball.
He has 90 days up there, essentially, an hour or so outside New York.
There's no one who can prepare you for your first night in jail, prison. There's a level of anxiety that takes you all over. What's going to happen?
I spoke to him shortly before he left for prison, and I just told him I think it would be a healthy exercise. You're going to be alone with your thoughts for a while. Why don't you put down what you're feeling, your emotions, the highs and lows, what you reflect on from what you did, what you plan to do in the future and whatnot. I just thought it would be good for him to get things out as he went through that process.
Day one, July 18th, was arguably the most traumatic day of my life. I'm checking myself in to Otisville prison camp. To watch Erin cry, sob, and hurt made me feel so up and crazy. I wish I'd never put her and my children through this whole ordeal.
It's nothing like that walk when you turn yourself in.
That first day was the absolute worst. It's trauma. Until your freedom has been taken, I don't care who you are, you can't prepare for it. Someone's got a flashlight in your face. Wow, so you go through a cavity search, are you kidding me?
but I can't use the phone. I can't check my text messages. I'm sharing a room with other men. I'm not watching my son go to school. You know, my grandson isn't hugging me. That's not happening.
After my father got arrested, that was my realization that family's all I got and they're not gonna be here forever. And anything could happen and I shouldn't live my life saying oh man, I could have spent more time with them. Even the time when we went to visit him, it was, I was really excited because it was just he was in jail. I just wanted to see how he was doing.
Worst moments of my life were my kids coming to see me, you know, my grandchildren. I never thought I'd have to have that conversation with them, that, you know, your pop-pop was in jail. My son, EJ, my daughter, Saray, I wanted to be the best role model that I could be for her in terms of her choosing a husband, you know, choosing a partner. And for them to have to come see me in jail, I kind of felt like I let them down.
It was hard. I kind of tucked that back in my memory box. It was just crazy, seeing my dad in a freaking jail jumpsuit and knowing that he does not belong here.
It got really tough to see them and then they leave. That's the thing that got me, because that had never happened. I let my family down. It just seems like you're watching paint dry. You have to become hardened from the standpoint of, I don't want to show any weakness. But damn, my level of emotion is sky high through the roof because I miss the real world.
The day he was released, me and his friend went up to get him.
Beloved.
My God, let's get out of here. I got him home and we organized a little get out of jail party, help him put this behind him.
This was the last stop of the night. First night out, I think we ate 99 times. I picked them up from Otisville.
You know, it was just good to have some real food. It's good to be with real family. And, you know, I think I should have probably went to see a therapist that day, because you're trying to deal with so much. And it's it's the end of jail and now it's the start of probation. Probation, supervised release had to be in New York. I wanted to try to run back to Arizona and get away from everyone. And I didn't want to be in New York. I didn't want everyone to see me fail. I didn't want everyone to see that, you know, that I was defeated and I had no idea what I was going to do.
Shortly after he came home, I had already saw a lawyer to start the divorce proceedings. And so much had been done prior to the feds ever knocking on the door. We dealt with a lot of infidelity issues. It was on both sides. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I was innocent. It did a lot of damage. I knew that I was going to have to take the label of being the bad guy, because everybody loves Book. You know, it's oh, she's leaving you because you don't have your job. She's leaving you because you don't have any money. And that was furthest from the case. Book is an amazing father, amazing. I would not want anyone else to be the father of my children. I just think as a married couple, we weren't meant to be.
Getting out of jail, I didn't realize there was any lower place. I didn't realize I wasn't at my lowest. My kids watching them come to a game, like my grandson, that was rough for me because they've never seen me coach in grassroots. They've just seen me coach in college. So it's now, what happens after the game, Pop-Pop? Do we go to eat? What is it? They don't realize, Pop-Pop's got a game in another 3 hours. You start to feel bad. You start to feel embarrassed. You start to feel ashamed because you feel like you let them down.
Mentally, he was down. I'm going through a divorce now. I'm staying in the same place with my wife, but we're not even speaking. That's about to be my ex-wife. So that's a lot to deal with, and suicidal thoughts that creep in because you're like, what I'm here for.
I'm home, I'm in New York City. That was, I think, the lowest. I'm losing everything. I've lost the house, lost a career, not getting that back. Losing
the love of my life, and you lose your family, and you lose so much in such a short amount of time, and it's like, yeah, I'm angry. December 31st, you go to church, and I thought that was God talking to me. I had my last conversation with him before I met him.
That was it. That was it. I had another force that was driving me. Come on, this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna be a hero, you're gonna jump.
And you walk, and you walk, and you walk, and you walk, and I got my hood on, sweating. I get to the bridge, and I'm like, oh, I'm here. You've done good by too many people, to hell with them. Jump, just take your life, man. And I said, I'm gonna do this.
And I'm gonna climb this gate and I'm gonna jump off.
I want this pain to end and I don't want to deal with it. And I thought that jumping from here would do it. And because how my humor is, I said, you know what, loser? The bridge isn't high enough. You're gonna fall and you're gonna break both your hips and you're gonna wash off, and someone's gonna like steal your stuff. But I'm able to laugh at it now because in a dark place, and everything that I thought I earned, that I worked for, was taken away.
Sophomore year, started off, we went to Vegas, played really well in Vegas. Book comes to a lot of games. I like him at my games because he gets to see me when I'm not playing for him. He gets to evaluate my game, tell me what I need to work on, what I need to do differently. He's a former college coach. He's observing as if he's a college coach recruiting for Arizona.
When you start playing on the national stage, you're gonna have an opportunity to have national coaches watching. UCLA was here.
He has all these connections to these different schools. It's good to know that they're interested, that they're looking at me, but I know I just gotta put in more work. I just wanna go someplace that wants me and help me get better as a player, let me play my game, and help me get to that next level and become a pro.
Even the FBI didn't have clean hands. The FBI agent, Scott Carpenter, was taking $13,000 that he shouldn't have had.
During this weekend in July, Christian Dawkins is going out to Las Vegas. There's a big AAU event in Las Vegas. Come out and meet the college coaches under the auspices that they will be, bankrolling this project.
Oh, for real? Yeah. How you doing?
This was actually a pretty dramatic part of the trial where they showed grainy video of college coaches taking wads of cash in an envelope. We had all who cover the sport had heard about this type of thing, but to actually see video of college coaches taking an envelope of cash and putting it in your pocket, it was very striking to look at, and it was not a good look for the coaches. The FBI, I think they have everything sewn up from their perspective. They have video of these coaches taking money.
That was good though, Chris. That was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was productive.
Yeah, it was well organized too. So.
Special Agent Carpenter, time of infraction at 11:43. Turning off the devices now.
Scott Carpenter was the lead investigator on the case for the FBI, but he ends up getting drunk. He ends up taking some of the federal funds, going down and betting it in the casinos, and ends up losing $13,500 of federal money that was supposed to be seed money for this investigation. So at the end of this, Scott Carpenter gets a written review that gives him a successful rating from his superiors, and there's really only a sentence or two that said he executed poor judgment and misbehavior. So it seems to me there's a real hypocrisy here that Book ends up going to jail for taking $20,000 to funnel a player, and this guy, Scott Carpenter, lost $13,500 in federal money while he's drunk and gambling, and that's what, a difference of $6,500. In August of 2022, Scott has to go to court and ends up getting a misdemeanor, and all he gets is a 3-month home confinement, and he has to repay the money.
Emmy Richardson, the former University of Arizona assistant basketball coach, was issued a 10-year show cause penalty from the NCAA Wednesday. The punishment will likely keep him from coaching in college basketball for that length of time.
I'm not saying Book shouldn't pay any crime, but a 10-year show cause? Really? 10 years. This is what he was born to do. And the fact that he can't do it anymore is absolutely ludicrous. When certain coaches are working that have done stuff that is just unspeakable, still work to this day, is to me ridiculous.
Just think of this as a slap in the face. You get arrested by the FBI, you do 90 days, then you're on 2 years supervised release. That's not enough. Now the NCAA wants to say, hey, well, now we want our pound of flesh. You kidding me? And by the way, it's not like it's retroactive.
Tony Bland, co-defendant, and I say it lovingly, we went through this FBI thing together, and to see him coaching has been incredible. We don't talk. First year or two, because co-defendants are not supposed to communicate. Now both of us on probation. You know, you talk about a dude who was the associate head coach at SC, who was on his way to be a head coach.
The legend right here.
Oh, I'm trying to make sure I can help you break a win. What's up with you? What's going on? How you doing, man?
How you feeling? You look awesome.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. It's so good to see you, bro.
I'm fighting back tears because, like, every time I see you, I'm just so happy.
This high school level is making me appreciate even more what we did. Because there's so much wrong going on at this level. So when we changing the lives of these young men, I'm like, I don't regret nothing that we went through. Because you know what? We went through, helped get it to where it is today.
Think about this. We are the true silver lining in that dark cloud. And I always say that, like, yo, they talk about the, you know, the forefathers. But like, think about what, I always think about this, that the quarterback at Alabama, NIL, they wasn't getting NIL into a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Go do your thing. I'm here.
All right, love you.
Love you, boy. All right.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure's all mine.
I'll be seeing you.
FBI case didn't lead to NIL, but I think there's a level of knowledge that people now have because of this case. The image of, you know, the third parties getting paid between recruiters and recruitees, 6-figure, 7-figure transactions are being made, then are we just going to shut it down?
We need to safeguard the non-employment status of student athletes to maintain the core principles of collegiate athletics. If student athletes are classified as employees of their college or university, it does change very fundamentally the nature of that relationship. It moves student athletes out from underneath the guise of educational law, for example, to employment law. It changes everything about what college sports really is.
NIL at its core is an abbreviation for name, image, and likeness. And name, image, and likeness are the 3 most important elements traditionally of an individual's right of publicity. For people who are marketable, they have the opportunity to exploit that marketability in a commercial manner, which is that they can get paid. This concept that the NCAA has pushed for many, many years is that athletes who are participating in college sports are students first. And therein lies this whole theory that this is amateurism.
Not the pass you wanted. Well, it's amateur sports. Says who? Says a guy 50 years ago that it's amateur? So do the coaches work for free? You're in college, it is a job.
California was the very first state to introduce and pass legislation on the subject, you had dozens of states suggest, pass, and sign into law these measures to affirmatively allow college athletes to benefit from their NIL, irrespective of the NCAA's prohibitions that were in place. The NCAA was between a rock and a hard place. It had no option but to roll back its prohibition.
Let the signings begin. Several college athletes are putting pen to paper after the NCAA cleared them to profit off their name, image, and likeness.
But this is a historic day for college athletes around the country. The NCAA has given its blessing to allow these kids to make money off their name, image, and likeness.
FBI case goes down. Within a year or two, NIL comes, and it's just flagrant now. The bag man's no longer the boogeyman. All of that's legal now.
And now athletes have the right to enter into the open market and provide their services to the highest bidder if they'd like. From July 1, 2021 until the beginning of 2024, the industry was developing. Now we're talking about unrestricted free agency on an annual basis. And people call it chaos. People call it the Wild Wild West. It's a byproduct of the NCAA sitting on its hands for so long.
Book got in trouble for money. These schools are paying kids now. To me, that should go away. It should go away because these kids are getting paid now. So it's kind of like, it's not fair.
Offensive board. Boom for three. This time it falls.
Myron, you talk about in my 10 years at Arizona, we had 50 commits.
Man, there haven't been the 4 elite agents. Hands over the one is able.
I don't hate him. And guys kill me for a book. You know, he did me wrong. Bear down. No doubt, appreciate it, thank you. He's doing what he loves to do. I think all of us just want an opportunity to do this again, man. There's nothing like this and stuff like this feeling, you know, coaching college basketball. I'm happy that he's had a second opportunity. You know, now it's just, I wish I had one.
Soriano the tip out. Posh for three. No. Rebound, Nunchi. Xavier hangs on. 84-79, the final.
Pleasure's all mine, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go down. You talk about 5 years later, I kind of understand. He did what his lawyers told him to do. He did what the university asked him to do. In order for me to move on with life, I've had to forgive a lot of things. If you're stuck in a certain spot, there's no room for growth. Are you serious? You tried to fucking give him away? Yeah. You tried to give a game away? Are you serious? Said I love you. I said I love you, man. I said you tried to give a game away, huh? Book is tough. I said I know. He said, man, he said I'd love to sit down with you. I said me too. It's good that I came. Good that I came. Glad I got to see him.
Welcome back to New Jersey. It's a long-time New York City rivalry between the Christ the King Royals and the St. Raymond Ravens. Alongside Book Richardson, I'm Justin Galanti. And you see Carmelo Anthony there, and he is sitting front row. His son, Kyan, one of the stars of this Christ the King team. Turnage again getting his hands in the passing lane and has the steal. Turnage gives it up to a running and streaking Brandon Storrs.
Brandon Storrs, one of the best players in 2025 as a sophomore. He's just so productive.
Storrs again hits it. He is red hot in the first quarter.
But he's doing everything that, you know, a top 50 guy would play. And I keep saying top 50 because I'm just saying if there's 49 players in the country better than him, I'd love to see him.
Brandon Storr's stock has continued to rise. He's another one of these guys who's got to figure out his pathway, but he's got interest from Big Ten schools. You know, there's Rutgers, there's Xavier, there's a fair amount of opportunities out there. I think Book Richardson had a lot more confidence in Brandon Storrs than even Brandon Storrs had. He knows how they can benefit from his experience, and he's finding the best outlet to relay that.
He's been able to reach the top 50 ESPN. Book has showed Brandon that he has the potential to be the player that he is today. That's what changes the game for Brandon, just Book's confidence in him.
Too talented. Too talented. Way to be talented. Way to be talented, man.
Stores today, like, this is to win the tournament. In 3 years, you've never lost in this city. Let's make sure today, from start to finish, let's have a great game. Let's go get us another championship, man.
Facts. This one is gonna be the best one too.
Yeah, that'll be about the 10th one.
It'll be the best one.
Tat, we got numbers. We got numbers. The pass. Way to work. Way to be dominant, man. We own Las Vegas. We own Las Vegas. We own Las Vegas. So here's the thing, I turned it up, y'all matched my intensity. You f***ing matched my intensity, homeboy. You matched my intensity.
When you play for the Gauchos, programs like that, you're probably gonna have kids that are gonna be playing in college one day. You have the chance to change the trajectory of their families. You get a chance to change the trajectory of their lives, and that's what Book is doing, particularly for kids in New York, who their world is New York and New York only.
Brandon Storrs, there's a fair amount of opportunities out there, and he's exploring a completely different landscape. A lot of stuff that used to be behind closed doors can now be offered, on the front end of things. He's a kid who's gonna, benefit from name, image, and likeness, and he just has to understand making the right choice. And, Book Richardson made the wrong one in, multiple ways, but he's also now there as a counselor for what comes in the future.
2 years now since NIL was a thing, Funny how things work, like Book gets in trouble for paying players and now it's legal. Yeah. College kids make hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars now. So it's kind of like, what? It's just funny the way things work, so. Yeah. Man, this is one of the biggest awards accomplishment that I've gotten, a 1,000-point ball. This is against Cardinal Hayes. I scored 37 points and we beat Cardinal Hayes at Cardinal Hayes. This game I scored my 1,000-point. Junior year has been a movie so far, St. Ray's. Getting off to a good start, number one on our side. And now I'm on the road to being St. Raymond's all-time leading scorer.
Here's Storrs turning on Fland.
Come on, yeah, let's go, come on.
Currently as a junior, he's first team All-City.
18 for Brandon Storrs. Storrs off the glass.
1,000-point scorer. He's the fastest to do in the St. Raymond's history. He's 5 points away from being St. Raymond's all-time leading scorer as a junior.
It's back to Storrs. Storrs launches the three, and that will do it. Brandon Storrs with that three is the all-time leading scorer for St. Ray's, and he's only a junior.
Come on, son, deliver!
And that's the main thing that me and Book tell him is, numbers is great, but when you win and you win chips, that's when you cement yourself in New York City history basketball.
St. Ray's, they are your Archdiocese champions. The 10th Archdiocese championship in school history.
First off, I'd like to thank Coach Kenny Satt, Coach A, Coach Mitch, and Coach Book and Coach Lopez, and all other coaches for helping me develop my game over the years. Without them, I wouldn't be the player I am today. I want to thank the Gauchos and the Wrens for allowing me to showcase my talents on the AAU circuit throughout the spring and summer. I'd like to thank Coach Miller, Coach Peichel, and Coach Stoudemire for recruiting me for the past year. Every school offers something special, but I could only choose one. And with that being said, I'll be attending
Georgia Tech.
Brandon is going to Georgia Tech, going to ACC, playing against Duke, playing in North Carolina. He's going to a coach, Damon Stoudemire, who the relationship that he had with Book, because they both coached at Arizona, but also he established a real great relationship with Brandon.
Book is a big reason why Brandon will be committed to Georgia Tech. Brandon has a lot of potential, and fortunately for all of us, Book saw that immediately. And Book helped to develop his game and open doors for him to go to St. Raymond's and to go to Georgia Tech. Amazing journey.
Book has just set the blueprint for me, and I've followed it ever since day one. Without him, I don't know where I'll be at as far as basketball.
Me neither.
But, I trust him. He's always been there for me. I'm happy to share this moment with him right now.
And you know what? They said we couldn't do it. Yep. We just did it again. Yeah. So we ain't done. We fought for done.
Watching where I've come from to where I am now, trying to reestablish myself as a model citizen, because good people make bad decisions. I'm not telling you that I did nothing wrong, but I also have to say this too, I can't apologize anymore.
I'm going to pass the mic over to Coach Book Richardson.
I get chills and goosebumps because being a high school coach.
The St. James Academy. We have something that's brand new. Not only is it brand new, it's one of the best in the country. What we're doing is building something extremely rare, extremely special. Don't take that opportunity for granted, all right? I've been servicing these young people. I think that's the ultimate gift, that I can relate to people. I can combine a room. If you're white, black, blue, brown, I can make sure that everyone feels a certain way because of who I am and the infectious heart that I have. I'm a giver, I'm a giver, I'm a giver. And the one time when I decided to take, look what that got me. Let's go. Let's go, push, push. Buy him, buy him, buy him.
People who have been through something are the best people to help people. And I know this was tough for Book, but sometimes we gotta go through tough things. Sometimes you get a little smack in the head and it elevates you. And when I look at Book, that's what I see. I think something's coming. It's gonna happen.
Seeing everybody he's helped since he's been back with the Gauchos, seeing everybody succeed, seeing me go to college, help us get to where we wanted to get to. For him, I think he should still be a college coach. He should be let back into college coaching and do what he loves to do, and that's coach and help people's lives.
I think he deserves to be back in the game. College is to help these young men and women become adults. And Book is great at that. He's great at helping young men and women become trustworthy, responsible. He's so special at that. That's just his lane. And we need him in the basketball world, man. And just gotta keep praying, keep believing. He'll get back. He'll get back one day. I truly believe that.
When this thing happened in 2017, I would have never thought that I would have hit rock bottom twice. I would have never thought coaching a 7th and 8th grade team was an option. Everything that I went through, maybe because I didn't listen to God, maybe he says, listen, I'm going to take you and I got something better for you. But again, I got to make sure that you're ready for it.
For the show, man. Ready for the show. You know why it's the show? Because we playing.
Gauchos been in my life forever, so I always support.
I'm always big on time. I've learned the hard way that time is irreplaceable. Time is irreplaceable.
I'm Kemba Walker, and you're watching Fresh Focus Sports.